This is such a fascinating one. Way I figure it. Everything that we've ever observed occurring and literally everything that ever happened had a 100% chance of happening. But, clearly when it comes to free will, we're lacking in some idea or capacity on our ability to think it through. For me, I always think about eternal recurrence. What if everything happened at some point? Like if the universe was just repeating infinitely, unbound by time, eventually every variation of reality would be completed. So perhaps in any given reality we don't have free will. It seems most of our freedom is given to us by ideas or one another as individuals. But maybe the most freeing aspect of existing is the idea or fact that everything will happen. If I'm right and time is more relative, fluctuating or waxing, waning or exploding, imploding, then saying before or after as a description is inaccurate. I think we're missing something when it comes to time, yet I also feel time itself and the way it functions would be a very important factor in the makeup of how we exist or what freedoms we have, do not have. Maybe we're a billion years away from figuring it out, but when talking about black holes, or time itself, terms such as before, after imply or describe a specific moment that has to be from the past. Part of me is suspicious that time is also an illusion, and our descriptors such as before this, or after this, are vague and make it seem further incomprehensible. But for me, I'd say yes. If not because of my views on time, because one time I read a book that described all of human experience to be a hallucination. AKA a dream, and whether we're conscious or not we're still dreaming. The book was called The Four Agreements, but that particular way of describing our perception of reality seemed more accurate to me than calling things real or illusory. May as well treat it all as one or the other if you truly have no idea lol. Ironically, they end up being very similar most of the time. Like the difference between anxiety and laughter, they're likely the same sensation expressed in different ways. Alan Watts said this at some point. Even if our life is completely pre-scripted, from this breath to the next ad absurdum. I think what gives us freedom is the fact that we're ignorant to how our lives will be. Perhaps freedom is a contrived thing to focus on anyways, considering we are living things who will inevitably die. That alone should raise some eyebrows, since life starts with a death sentence no matter how you slice it. Clarification: this was a comment in response to another post, but all I got was a downvote. No comment, no brainstorming, nothing learned. But it was very obnoxious to me.